inside of Hustlers University, you just said I conquered TikTok, right? There's a guy inside of Hustlers University who is 16 and he's making 45,000 pounds a month. You know why? Because he takes my old interviews, he makes TikToks, and he puts them on TikTok. He does 300 TikToks a day. He just fucking works. Doesn't think, doesn't try and be smart, doesn't try and be efficient, doesn't try and change the world. He sits his ass there on his phone and fucking works.
Okay, so I'll tell everyone right here, right now, how to get fucking rich. I'm gonna tell you how to get rich. If you're a scientist, you never ever wake up, go into the lab, pour the right chemicals, and fix the problem. That doesn't happen. You go into the lab, you try some shit, it fucks up. You try some new shit, it fucks up, and you keep fucking around until something kind of works. Penicillin was a mold that grew on accident on top of an old experiment. And the dude goes, "What's this mold?" "Oh, it's penicillin." Before you know it, you have antibiotics. So mistakes, eventually something goes well. So I say this to people, look, how many ways have you tried to earn money? You earn money X way. How many other ways have you tried? Because you need to try a whole ton of ways, and you got to make a bunch of mistakes like a scientist does to find the thing that works. And everyone's heard this before, right? And then they'll say they have two hurdles to doing that. One, they're lazy. And two, they'll say, well, I have ideas, but I don't know how to start. Or I have ideas, but I need money to start. So then what you have to do, and this is one of the things I teach on 𝗶𝘃𝗀𝗃𝗿𝘀 in my Hustlers University, is you have to look at your business ideas and your plans and find a way to remove the need for money to attempt them. So my philosophy on business is this: any business in the world that could genuinely work without investment. People get this idea in their head, I need loads of money. Did you start 21 Con with loads of money?
I started with $100.
Exactly. No one come along to you and gave you loads of money. So, and every single business I've tried, I will find a way to launch it for effectively free. And if it starts to make money, then maybe I'll put money. Or then maybe I have some balance sheet, I can go to an investor and get money. But everyone has this idea they need money first. So I'll give you an example. So like I said, you want to try lots of different things. So let's say off the top of my head, you want to try a makeup brand. You're a woman, you want to try a makeup brand. So a woman will sit there. I've had people come to me and go, Andrew, I want to start a makeup brand. Okay, I need 200 grand. Why? I need to get makeup, and I need to get labels, I need to get packaging, and I'm going to get it all shipped in, and then I'm going to sell some, blah, blah. That is the wrong way to look at a business. Here's how you start a makeup brand. I say, make a fucking website, get some images of makeup, do your advertising or your marketing or whatever you were going to do, put it on the internet without any makeup in stock, and see if you can sell. Because if you start to sell, now you have money. Now you can email each customer and say, sorry for the delay. There's a shipping delay. We're going to give you a free lip gloss. And now you got money coming in. You can start to source some makeup. If you don't sell anything, then the idea would have never worked in the first place. And you haven't wasted 200 grand on boxes of makeup.
Yeah.
You can start everything. Do you understand where I'm coming from? There's a way to start everything without throwing money down the drain.
This answers my next question was going to be, what's the litmus test you use to evaluate deals? Because I'm sure you have a lot of deals thrown at you all the time.
Every day. Every day.
It's really, I like what you're saying a lot, because you're saying if you can't start it for free, then you don't deserve any money anyway. You're going to blow it.
You're going to blow it.
They're trying to offload responsibility on you or an investor is what they're doing, I think.
That's exactly what they want to do. And they want a nice office, and they want to pay their personal bills, and they want to go to the office and feel like the big man with their investment. See, everyone has this idea now because tech companies raise billions and have no profit forever, and then turn into like a super billion trillion like TikTok and all this shit. That's not real world. You're not going to invent some TikTok app, okay? That's you have a better chance of winning the lottery. And in reality, if you have a good idea and it will make money, you can find a way to do it for effectively free, especially with an online business. I said this before, if you want to sell something online, do all the marketing you were going to do, get the website up and see how many you sell. Worst case, you send the money back. But then you can come to me and say, look, I sold 400 of these. I didn't have the money to get them made, but I sold 400. If I had them made, I could have made this much profit. You can come at me with something instead of saying, I need $1 million and I want to get this shit made, and then I'm going to try and sell it. It's the wrong way around. So once you understand that no matter any business you can attempt with hard work and no money, then you get to do what a scientist did. Well, now I can try everything. And before you know it, something's going to stick and you're going to start making some money. It's really that simple. And I say this to people all the time and they go, yeah. And then they go back to bed. Yeah. But that's the reality of it. And on 𝗶𝘃𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗀 I sell Hustlers University, which is 100 lessons. And what I've just told you is one of the lessons. But it's very, very simple. If you can approach entrepreneurship from that perspective, then you get to try a whole bunch of shit and you don't lose. I say this to people all the time. If you don't blow money, it's very hard to fuck up. Like okay, you start a company and you don't blow your money. What's the worst that can happen? You close?
They don't want to face the risk of the failure and rejection, the emotional.
That's what it is.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
but if you don't give a shit and you're just all about the money, then what's the worst that can happen if you don't blow money? Nothing bad can happen to you. Like literally nothing bad can happen. People just have this idea, well, if I only had 100 grand, I could. I'm like, listen, if you could do this idea of yours, you wouldn't need 100 grand to do it. I started Cam Girls with nothing. You start 21 Kong with nothing. You speak to most people who started businesses, they started with nothing.
Yep.
Everyone has this. It's the tech industry that's given everyone this dream of this seed investment garbage, and we'll operate at zero profit for 8 years, and then we're gonna make money. Come on, cost. It's the angry. Yeah. So, and this is the first thing about making money, and the second thing about making money is a very simple thing, man. People don't think about money. Like when I was broke, all I thought about was money. If I was in a coffee shop, I was sitting in the coffee shop with my coffee, and I was looking around at all the other people in the coffee shop. How many people are in here? Who bought cake? What's the average spend? How much is the rent here? How much is that member of staff? Do they sell sandwiches? No, they don't sell sandwiches. Why not? Oh, most of the people in here are men, businessmen. Why is the waitress not attractive? The waitress is a fat bitch. Why is that? If I was next door, would I make more money if I did this, this, and this? How much would it cost to do that? That was how my brain was. All I talked and thought about was money. The only people I hung around with talked about money. When I sit down with my friends, they'd be like, how are you making money today? I didn't sit around and talk about anything else. I didn't think about anything else. I've attempted so many things. And the truth is, about half of them made me some money. But when I discovered Cam, I knew I discovered the golden 𝗏. But before that, I tried so many different things. I always had a way to find money.
Well, you weren't afraid to fail, but it sounds like you had courage.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit.
I have a network called the War Room. Yeah.
Right.
And it's an international.
What is that?
Imagine the Freemasons, but cooler.
Cooler.
Yeah. No, so like it doesn't matter. Let's say your Facebook account gets banned.
Yeah.
You can email Facebook like a brokey, or you can go to the War Room and say, my Facebook account's been banned. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's say your bank account gets blocked.
Yeah.
Let's say your passport's blocked.
Yeah.
Let's say you need a Lamborghini in Santorini on 3 hours notice.
Yeah.
Let's say, I can give you a million different examples.
Sounds almost like an elite concierge service.
It's not a concierge because there's no people in there who are specifically tasked with providing value. It's a network of people who provide value in return in exchange for the value that others can provide. So even if you have no money and no connections right now, this is the thing about being broke, which we're going to go into in a second, which is actually the answer to the 9 to 5 question. There are millionaires in the world right now and billionaires inside of my network who always need people on the ground who are loyal, trustworthy, and hardworking. And those three things are hard to find. I've had people join my network who have nothing. Brokies from Derby, literally with nothing. But the only way they can provide value is with their time and with their honesty and with their hard work, and they do that. And before you know it, they're working for a multimillionaire, and now they're on the yacht, right? So the biggest problem with life, and the reason most people are broke, and this is the answer to the final answer to the question for the 9 to 5, the reason anyone is broke in the Western world today is because they are one of three things. They are either lazy, they are arrogant, or they are stupid. And if you're broke, you are one of those three things. I don't care what excuse you try and fucking give me. You're gonna have to choose which one you are. Because if you're none of those three things, it's impossible to remain poor in the modern world, in the West. There is so much money. I'm gonna rub it in for all the brokies quickly. There is so much fucking money in the world. I want you to, when you drive down a street, go to London, drive down a street. Every building's worth what? 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. Someone owns all this shit, right? That hotel's $1 billion hotel. That fucking restaurant's worth 15 million. You can take a taxi ride and drive past $1 trillion fucking pounds. Who owns all that shit? People own all of this, right? There's so much money in the world. During COVID, when everyone's complaining that they went broke, I made so much fucking money. You would not believe the amount of money I made. The amount of money that's traveling around and floating around the planet is ridiculous. We're talking about inflation being out of control. It's because they're printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. It has to go somewhere. Now, they try their very best to keep it amongst the elites, and they do that. But if you're anywhere near the elite, you get money, right? If there's a rainstorm, all you have to do is walk outside, you're gonna get wet. The difference between me and everyone else is I know where the door is to walk outside. Everyone else is just fucking floundering around the room, looking on the floor for pennies, like a jackass, right? There's so much money. It's so easy to make money in the world today. It truly is. And the reason, if you're poor and you're remaining poor, is because you're either lazy, arrogant, or stupid. So we'll talk about those three things. The first thing is lazy, which I've already discussed. I believe 99.9% of the people I've interacted with in my life are lazy. And when I say lazy, I mean it in the genuine term of the word. They're lazy. They think that they come up with bullshit like work-life balance and, well, there's no point working if you don't enjoy yourself and all this other fucking shit. And they remain lazy. And the problem is that the world we live in is player versus player. If you go play Call of Duty, right? It's PvP. You want to live, you got to kill that guy.
Yep.
He's some fucking 14-year-old in Singapore. He might he loses one more game. Don't care. Sniped. Boom. See ya. Had a nice life. Tangent. You're gone. That's how it works. Player versus player.
This is the most knowledge I've ever heard being dropped on this podcast, man. It's fucking nuts. I'm gonna walk away from this fucking thing and be sat there in Uber on the way home.
got sniped in
I'm not gonna
it's a
no,
harsh reality.
Tangent in Singapore is done. So, but it's player versus player, right?
Yeah.
Now, I would like to believe in a world where you don't have to wake up and think about the money. Where you don't have to wake up and think about the bag. You don't have to wake up and think, how do I get paid? Where instead you could wake up and think, I want to enjoy my time. I want to spend time with my family, etc., etc. But the problem is it's player versus player. There are people like me. There are sharks in the ocean. If you want to stay a fish, you're going to fucking lose. There are people like me who wake up and think, fuck it. I want more. Don't give a shit. I already have everything I could ever think of. I already have enough money to buy everything I could ever dream of. I can't even think of anything on the planet I want. Don't care. I want more so I can take it from others. There are people like me that exist, and you have to compete against people like me. It's player versus player. So when I say lazy,
The truth is, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money with their first company, but they just spunk it, act an idiot, and it all blows up in their face. And that's how you get the discipline on your fourth company, that when you have $3 million in the bank, you just leave it there. You know, and don't be done with it. So you need to go through some pain. You need to experience some negative things. You need to have to a degree some trauma to really even learn any lessons. So yeah, business studies. You're right. The book. That's not going to teach you anything about business. You need to get out there on the streets. You need to make mistakes. You need to suffer. You need to have the tax man knocking at your door. You got to deal with all that stuff so that you make sure it doesn't happen again. I really think that humans are stupid enough to only learn the hard way.
Yeah, mad.
And what's impressive about that is not that I've managed to attract 64,000 people to join Hustlers University.
The fact that they're staying.
It's the fact they're staying. The fact they're staying means that there's 64,000 people making more money each month than they pay. It's only $49 a month, right? So there's 64,000 people who I have successfully taught to make more than they've invested. Mm-hmm. No school, no business school, no university will guarantee you month on month you make out more than you put in. None. Only mine. And I don't exist in a vacuum. The educational system exists in a vacuum because the loans that they'll give you, you can only spend on that education. If they were to open it up to fair market, nobody would go university. If they're to say, here's 50 G's, you can buy Bitcoin, you can start a business, you can put a house deposit, or you can buy a degree. Who's going to choose a degree? No one. So they deliberately link the loan to the education and say you can only have one with the other, because then they don't exist in a fair and open economy, because they wouldn't be able to succeed in a fair and open economy because they are selling a scam. They're selling a lie. I exist in a fair and open economy. You don't have, if you spend $49 with 𝗶𝘂𝘀, you can spend that on anything else. You can go buy Snickers.
But on the contrary to that,
let me go buy Netflix.
Let me ask you this, yeah, because in the UK, a lot of people see course sellers as scammers instantly. Whether the course is good or not, people always say scammers, yeah. And there's some videos I saw about Hustlers University, people thinking it's a scam or it's not. Yep. So the argument I would have for you is, what's in it for you? Like, what do you gain from having a Hustlers University? Because you're rich already, so what difference does it make?
That's right. So firstly, there's always going to be somebody who thinks it's a scam. And man, people are saying Bitcoin's a scam. People are saying some of the most fundamental, rudimentary, new financial systems on the planet, like the blockchain, are a scam. There's always someone who's going to say something's a scam. There are some people who are negative, and the reason that people are negative like that is because it is a disguise for their laziness. If they say something is a scam, they don't have to try.
Yeah.
Right? If they have to, I'm not saying 𝗶𝘂𝘀𝘁 is going to instantly make you rich. You have to work like you do on anything else of value. You have to get in there and try. If they get in there and they don't want to try, what's the first thing they're going to say? Scam. I joined. He told me to do something. It takes an hour and a half. I'm lazy. Scam. That's it. That 16-year-old kid making 45 grand, he's making TikToks all day, every day. He's working. Like, he ain't getting money for free. He's sitting there finding videos, chopping them up, making them entertaining, adding the fucking titles. That he's working for.
The thing is, like we were going back to earlier, people ain't got the attention span.
People ain't got the attention span to work anymore, right? So there's always gonna be somebody who says it's a scam. The fact that we retain 64,000 people proves it's not a scam.
Yeah.
The reason I started it is very, very simple. I think that, I mean, I don't want to sit here and pretend I'm a philanthropist, because I'm not. Obviously, I benefit from having this university. It's a very valuable company. It makes a lot of money, right? So why wouldn't I want to run one? But also, it doesn't detriment me. I don't think that some rich people, maybe they believe that there's not much money in the world and they don't want other people to be rich. I completely see it the other way. I see it that there is so much money everywhere, and even I can't get it all. So I want as many people around me as possible to be rich, because now I'm at least around more money. If I send a message inside of 𝗏𝘂 and said, I want to raise $100 million, amongst my students themselves, I can do it. I've got my own venture capital firm now. I was like, boom, all right, 100 million, let's buy a yacht. Here, dish it up, bang, 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 done. Yeah. Because all of them are making money. I want to know as many people with money as possible. So if I know a way to teach people how to make money, and I'll also make money for teaching them how to make money, and I now have people who I can talk to so I have access to the money they make, why would I not teach them how to make money? Now, the reason no one else has really done this is because I don't think anyone else knows how to make money as well as I do. And also, nobody else can really prepare and build a platform like we have, or do the work it takes. 𝗏𝘂 was extremely difficult to launch. It's not easy to find 18 professors who know what they're talking about, build an online platform, then you need the payment gateways, and then even when all that's done, then you got to find a way to get people to join. You got to advertise it. I don't have to advertise anything because I'm top G, everyone knows. But it's difficult, right? So we don't even have any competition. There's nowhere else on the internet you can go and spend $49 and sit for an entire month learning from 18 millionaires how to make money. There's nowhere else on the planet. No. It's the only place.
Hold on tight. We're about to get rich. Right here, Hustlers University.